The hopes of a man void of understanding are vain and false, and dreams lift up fools. In the opening verse of Ecclesiasticus chapter 34, the author presents a skeptical view of dreams and their interpretation. He warns that those who lack understanding place their hopes in dreams, which are ultimately futile and misleading. The verse describes the hopes of the foolish as vain and false, suggesting that they are empty, worthless, and deceptive. It further states that dreams lift up fools, implying that foolish people are more likely to be carried away by dreams and put undue trust in them. This sets the stage for the rest of the passage, which compares dreams to chasing shadows and wind, and questions the validity and purity of information gained from dreams. The opening verse establishes a dichotomy between the foolish, who are swayed by dreams, and the wise, who should rely on understanding and discernment. Whoso regardeth dreams is like him that catcheth at a shadow, and followeth after the wind. In verse 2, chapter 34, the author continues to express his skepticism towards dreams by comparing the person who regards dreams to someone chasing after intangible and elusive things. He writes, "Whoso regardeth dreams is like him that catcheth at a shadow, and followeth after the wind." This metaphor suggests that giving attention to dreams is as futile as trying to grasp a shadow or chase the wind. Just as a shadow cannot be caught and the wind cannot be followed, dreams are insubstantial and unreliable. The verse emphasizes the idea that putting one's trust in dreams is a foolish and fruitless endeavor, as they have no solid foundation in reality. By using vivid imagery, the author reinforces the message that dreams are not to be relied upon for guidance or truth, and that those who do so are engaging in a vain pursuit. The vision of dreams is the resemblance of one thing to another, even as the likeness of a face to a face. The author further elaborates on the nature of dreams by comparing them to reflections or likenesses. He states, "The vision of dreams is the resemblance of one thing to another, even as the likeness of a face to a face." This analogy suggests that dreams are merely imitations or representations of reality, just as a reflection in a mirror is not the actual face, but merely a likeness of it. The verse implies that dreams do not hold inherent truth or substance, but are instead a distorted or incomplete representation of reality. By comparing dreams to reflections, the author reinforces the idea that they are not to be taken as literal or reliable sources of information. Instead, dreams are presented as a kind of echo or shadow of reality, lacking the depth and authenticity of the real world. This verse builds upon the previous ones, emphasizing the theme that dreams are not to be trusted as sources of guidance or truth. Of an unclean thing, what can be cleansed? And from that thing which is false, what truth can come? The author poses a rhetorical question that challenges the validity and purity of information gained from dreams. He asks, "Of an unclean thing, what can be cleansed? And from that thing which is false, what truth can come?" This question implies that dreams, being unreliable and potentially deceptive, cannot be a source of pure or truthful information. The verse suggests that if dreams are unclean, meaning impure or tainted, then they cannot provide any cleansing or enlightenment. Similarly, if dreams are false or misleading, then no truth can be derived from them. The author's use of rhetorical questions emphasizes the idea that dreams are inherently flawed and cannot be trusted as a means of obtaining wisdom or understanding. This verse further reinforces the passage's central theme that dreams are not to be relied upon for guidance, and that seeking truth and cleansing from them is a futile endeavor. Divinations and soothsayings and dreams are vain, and the heart fancieth, as a woman's heart in travail. In the 5th verse of Ecclesiasticus chapter 34, the author continues to discredit the significance of dreams by comparing them to the fancies of a woman in labor. He writes, "Divinations and soothsayings and dreams are vain, and the heart fancieth, as a woman's heart in travail." This comparison suggests that dreams, along with divinations and soothsayings, are as unreliable and irrational as the thoughts and feelings of a woman in the midst of childbirth. The verse implies that just as a woman in labor may be overwhelmed by pain, fear, and emotions, causing her heart to imagine various things, dreams can be the product of an anxious or distressed mind. The author lumps dreams together with divinations and soothsayings, which were considered forms of magic or superstition, further emphasizing their lack of credibility. By associating dreams with the unreliable fancies of a woman in travail, the verse reinforces the idea that dreams are not to be trusted as sources of truth or guidance, but rather are the result of an unsettled or distressed mind. If they be not sent from the Most High in thy visitation, set not thy heart upon them. For dreams have deceived many, and they have failed that put their trust in them. In verses 6 and 7 of Ecclesiasticus chapter 34, the author provides a caveat to the general skepticism towards dreams expressed in the previous verses. He suggests that if dreams are sent directly from God, they may hold some significance. The author writes, "If they be not sent from the Most High in thy visitation, set not thy heart upon them. For dreams have deceived many, and they have failed that put their trust in them." This statement implies that while most dreams are unreliable and deceptive, there is a possibility that some dreams may be divinely inspired. The phrase, "in thy visitation," suggests that if God chooses to communicate through a dream during a time of divine visitation or revelation, then the dream may be worthy of attention. However, the author still warns against placing too much trust in dreams, even if they seem to be from God. He cautions that many have been deceived by dreams and have failed by putting their trust in them. This warning serves as a reminder to approach all dreams with discernment and caution, and not to rely on them as the primary source of guidance or truth. The verses acknowledge the possibility of divinely inspired dreams, while still maintaining the overall skepticism towards dreams expressed in the passage. The law shall be found perfect without lies, and wisdom is perfection to a faithful mouth. And the author concludes the passage by affirming that true wisdom and perfection are found in the law, not in dreams or divination. He states, "The law shall be found perfect without lies, and wisdom is perfection to a faithful mouth." This verse suggests that the law, likely referring to religious or moral teachings, is the reliable source of truth and guidance, free from the deception and imperfection associated with dreams. The author emphasizes that the law is perfect and without lies, contrasting it with the false and misleading nature of dreams discussed in the previous verses. Furthermore, he asserts that wisdom is perfection to a faithful mouth, implying that true wisdom is attained through adherence to the law and faithful speech, rather than through reliance on dreams or divination. This final verse serves to underscore the main message of the passage, that one should place their trust in the law and wisdom, rather than in the vain and deceptive allure of dreams.